Hey, this is Brian with King Grizzly, continuing our Elementor Pro Widgets tutorial series. We are up to the flipbox widget. So I've mocked up this nifty example here with a couple flipbox items. As you can see, they flip when you hover them, and this one has a cool 3D effect turned on. I don't think I turned it on with this one, but I could. So there's content on both sides. They can be clickable. Let's take a look at how they work. I'll click on this AAA one. So under content, we can control what's on the front side, the back side, some settings, and then we can have style. So front, we could have a graphic or no graphic. And that's not referring to the background, that's the foreground. So we have this logo here. Can control the image size. We could put in a title if we wanted, and a description, or not required. We can control the background by changing the image. You can set a background overlay color, so maybe I decide I want it to be a little more blue for some reason. There we go. Can control the position as with other background settings, how we want it aligned, center right. It kind of moves around depending on what we choose, center, choose different things, default. And we can control that for the different screen sizes. And I believe Elementor will even let you swap out the background image as it does with sections and intersections. So you could deliver a different background image at different screen sizes just by clicking here. Otherwise, it will inherit the one that was there. It's possible to just do a solid color. It's possible to do a gradient background. Control font colors. If we want this, in theory, you could also put a logo or an icon, on the front here. When I click on this, it fails. And I'm really not sure why. If I change the view mode to stacked, it shows. I'm sure there's some good reason. I'm just not thinking of it right now. So if anybody knows, let me know. I mean, we can go to styles for this icon. I can control the size. I can mess with the colors. It may have something to do with the primary versus secondary colors. I don't know. Maybe it's a bug. You know what? Maybe the opacity was dragged down for some reason on this primary color. If I go back, change it back to default. There we go. So I don't know if your icon's not showing up, then check to see that the primary color slider opacity is not zeroed out. Okay, so maybe we solved that. I like the graphic better anyway. So if we go to the back, it's nice enough to flip over for us so we can see what we're working on. We can set the title, description. If we wanted to have a button, click. We could. We can link that. We can also set a background here if we want. This just has a solid color, but we could put an image in. We could set a gradient. If we go to settings, we can control the height. Border radius, if we want to clip it in a little bit. At least we're supposed to be able to. I'm not seeing the border radius working. I don't know, with some of these builders, like, they're not perfect. So I could have, some conflicting CSS. Should normally work. The flip effect, we can actually change from like a flip to different things. So there's a slide, push, pick your favorite. And you can even choose which direction up. That'd be interesting. Kind of crazy. So choose your direction. If you want the 3D depth, just turn it on and you'll get that effect. I'm thinking flip right's better. Yeah, pretty cool. And then we can go to styles and work on image spacing. That'd be like your image spacing if we had text below, how much space we want. We can mess around with the percentage width of the image, even the opacity of it. Really nice. Let's try border radius here. Yeah, so as you can tell, I don't have this completely figured out. Um, yeah, so this other flip box will work in much the same way. When you drag the flip box in, this is what it's going to look like by default. So you can start there. It's all the same settings though. You just have to customize it to get a fun look. So they're kind of handy. It's sort of a novelty in my way, like, or my opinion. If someone can't see that there's something behind here, obviously, like it might, like you have if we had a call to action and it's on the back of a card people can't see, in my mind, you need to make sure that whatever's on the back of these is probably not crucial when you're talking about conversion. But they can be fun and used wisely, I think, add to a website. But I don't find a lot of reasons to use these. But I think in certain applications it'd be really fun. So there we go with the flip cards. Please consider subscribing to this channel. We'll finish going through the rest of these. Looks like call to action widget is next, and there's some cool things we can do with that that might not be intuitive. So tune in for that. All right, thanks a lot.